The final text messages between Mackenzie Shirilla and her boyfriend Dom are nothing short of chilling. In these conversations, the couple goes back and forth accusing each other of threats, violence, and even attempted murder. Dom references Mackenzie pulling knives and threatening to stab him, while Mackenzie fires back, questioning why she would ever feel comfortable being in a car with him again. These are not normal teenage arguments. They reveal a toxic, dangerous relationship spiraling completely out of control. Just days before the fatal crash, the texts became darker and more disturbing. Mackenzie accused Dom of nearly killing her, while Dom insisted he'd never try to harm her and was cool with breaking up. But beneath his attempts to calm the situation, the tension was undeniable.
As we dig deeper into this case, we are learning new stuff, like Dom and Mackenzie having some kind of toxic relationship, but more on Mackenzie's end, and she tried to paint Dom to be out to be some guy that was actually going to kill her, and I quote, kill her. And that's what she was saying to Dom's mom. So let's read these text messages real quick. And this is Mackenzie messaging Dom's mom. Can you come get Dom? He just grabbed my steering wheel on the highway trying to spin out my car and hurt me. I'm scared to drive because it's raining, so I just need him to get picked up. If he doesn't get out my car, I'm calling my dad, so please tell him to get out. And the mom responds saying Hinch is on his way, calm down. And then they argue back and forth about Dom and how she's in fear for her life, and the mom saying no one should touch anyone, no one's fighting for sure in the car, he never put his hands on you. And Mackenzie, being so green to the situation, trying to get a mom to turn on her own son, should have realized that's not going to happen. And since Mackenzie had Dom blocked on messaging, this is them on, I believe, IG, talking back and forth. And what was said next is super eerie. He says, no, I was saying if I was trying to kill anyone in that situation, and he's talking about grabbing the wheel, that he would die first. Now, when you first look at this, some people are like, oh, Mackenzie was in a toxic relationship and Dom tried to do it to her first. But that's not the case. See, that little situation, nothing happened. No wreck, no one crashed into a wall, nothing like that. Mackenzie took it to the next level because she, in her head, thought Dom was trying to do that to her. So this actually makes it look even worse. If this was presented in front of a jury, it gives Mackenzie the premeditated factor, and it puts it all in place. It gets you the mindset, and I believe the proper term for this is projecting, gaslighting, and just hypocrisy in general, because it's kind of like when someone's cheating. She's like accusing somebody of cheating, but she's the one cheating. It's the same thing with this whole car situation. She's accusing him of almost killing her, but in her head, she's going to be the one, and ultimately she's the one that kills him doing what she accused him of. That's why I'm saying this is projecting, because at the end of the day, I know it happens, it's rare, but you're never going to be with the one you're with in high school. You're going to move on, find somebody else. It's just like puppy love. And they were on the tail end of their relationship. And I believe Pino and Raw Talk said it too. I can't have you, no one else can, because that's what ultimately ended up being the motive. Their relationship was coming to an end. She had a fallout with Dom's mom, and she'll never gain that respect from Dom's mom. She never liked her. That's why in the body cam, you can hear her in the background saying, what did she do? What did Mackenzie do?
Everybody's sleeping. Angela's in Florida. Wait, where's Mackenzie's mom?
Okay. They're down at Metro right now. Okay. The other two passengers, like I said, was Davion and who we believe is Dominic, okay? From what Mackenzie told us. Okay. Both Davion and Dominic are deceased.
Oh, God!
Yeah.
Christine.
Just sit down.
Oh, God!
Just sit down.
Oh, my God!
Kristen's going to come outside.
That's okay.
Christine.
Yes, just take a deep breath. It's okay.
Oh, my God!
No.
Christine.
No, I can't be. What did she do?
Christine.
What did she do?
It would be best.
Oh, my God!
Is there somebody else we can call for you?
Oh, my God!
Is there somebody we can call for you? Okay, wait. Okay.
Oh, my God!
Hold on.
Now, I honestly think they should play this clip of the mom going through this suffering in Mackenzie's cell for the rest of her life, so she understands the damage she done to people. I really don't even think she understands the pain she's caused for the loved ones involved in this case. A mother's instinct went to Mackenzie. Mackenzie, what did you do? Because she knew deep in her heart that Mackenzie did exactly what she accused Dom was going to do to her. After the crash and before the conviction, the mother, Natalie, the owner of the vehicle, was calling detectives over and over, saying that she was getting threats, that her daughter's life was in danger. She did another call. We released one call already, but this is a 3-minute call of Natalie complaining and playing victim like she always does.
Hello?
Hi, is this Natalie?
Speaking.
This is Detective Jesus, Brownsville Police, returning your voicemail.
Hey.
Hey, I was out for last week due to training, so I just got your voicemail.
Okay.
Okay, so typically this is not something I handle. Threats like this, if it's non-emergency, you would have to contact our patrol division, and a police officer would come out and handle it. And if it is an emergency, like if there's somebody outside your house, call 911. But as a courtesy, I will give Tyler a call just to kind of poke into it. But generally, you know, our patrol division handles those.
Okay. Nothing has come up yet. We're obviously very nervous and worried still because there's been a couple of people who've made evil, hateful threats. And it may have been off the cuff because, you know, emotions are awful high and terrible and stuff, but I appreciate your call.
No, of course. Like I said, I'm sorry I didn't call earlier, but if those rise, so there's a lot of rumors, right? I think we've both established that. And a lot of them are not credible. But we do want to address them. So, like I said, if you see, especially if it's on social media, something posted, not just, hey, I heard from so-and-so who heard from so-and-so. If it's something credible, please call our patrol division. We'll send an officer, and that officer will follow up and generate whatever necessary reports. And ultimately, if it needs to come up to our detective bureau, then we'll look into it. But in the meantime, you know, if you see somebody outside your house or, you know, you feel like somebody's in the area, call 911. Like, this rises to the level of exigency, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Is Mackenzie doing okay? Is she out of the hospital?
She's right here next to me.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Well, hey, hopefully she can put this behind her and move on.
I can't.
Okay?
Sorry. We cry every day, all day, probably for the rest of our lives. So, but thank you. I appreciate your help.
Not a problem. Like I said, if you need anything, don't hesitate.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Of course. Bye-bye.
Are you going to put a call into him out of courtesy?
Yeah, I'm going to call him. I'm just going to, and like I said, I called him before and he was not cooperative. So I don't know if he's going to answer. So like I said, if you have something like, if there's a screenshot of him making a threat, that's different. I can send a cop to his house right now.
Okay.
But if it's just rumors, you know, I will call and see if I can talk to him.
Memorials to my friends, Rosie and Bubba, that like he's gonna get Dom, like karma for Dom. Like I did this on fucking purpose.
Well,
He's gonna hurt me, and he has plans for me when I get out and stuff. And he told one of my best friends that.
Can you get Rosie or Bubba to get me that information? I can follow up on it, but like I said, you know, neither of them is available. I think Rosie went to OU, so you know, if they can send me those information directly, I can do something about it. But we can't go down every rumor, you know, rabbit hole because there's way too many. But if we have a level of we can substantiate those allegations, then absolutely we will more than happily follow up on it.
Okay.
So reach out to Rosie and Bubba, and if they want to talk to me, we can probably address those issues with Tyler in a more formal setting than a courtesy phone call.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you so much for your help.
Not a problem. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This next call is the lead detective on Mackenzie Shirilla's case. At this point in the investigation, authorities were searching for her ex-boyfriend, who they believed had critical information. What you're about to hear is the moment investigators reached out.
Hello?
Hi, is this Deanna?
What's that?
This is Detective Jesus from the police. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Deanna, I haven't heard from Tyler. Were you able to get in contact with him?
Yeah, he's taking the guy to call you back. I don't know. It's just so weird to me. I think he's just afraid of, like, Mackenzie's friends and stuff bothering him if he talks to you guys. I think that's the main thing that he's worried about.
Well, at this point, you know, the prosecutor wants to hear from him. And so, you know, there were statements made by you when I called you the first time that, you know, Mackenzie made threats in the past, you know.
Yeah,
so with him being her ex-boyfriend, we have to talk to him. He can talk to me, or I can let the prosecutor know, and the prosecutor will subpoena him and compel him to talk. So at this point, I would really like to do it the easy way, but the prosecutor deemed his testimony necessary for the investigation. So you can come up with him. He's not in any kind of trouble. I'm not going to call and tell her friends or anybody.
I think that's the main thing he's worried about. What he's telling me is that, you know, he's gone to school with all these people, and even though he, you know, he just doesn't want people to be on top of him because of him just, you know, telling the truth.
I understand,
and he
but
doesn't know, you know, what kind of consequences that can come with that. And
I think the consequences of not, you know, providing the information as far as the prosecutor is concerned is going to be a lot worse for him. And that's, you know, that's not a, you know, I'm not trying to coerce him into talking to me, but like I said, given what you said and given his prior relationship with Mackenzie, there's no way around it. The prosecutor will subpoena him. And so he's better off coming here voluntarily. We'll have a chat in the lobby. You can come with him if you want. You know, 20, 30 minutes top, and he'll be on his way.
That it's not, like you guys aren't trying to make it public that he's coming in there talking to you or anything like that. It's not.
We've talked to a bunch of her friends, so I mean, everybody's telling us bits and pieces, like a big puzzle. He knows a piece that's necessary. You know.
Honestly, if that was my son in the car, I would want to know everything. I would want justice. I would want peace. I would want to be able to know and
the families of Davion and Dominic deserve justice for their daughter. And like I said, it could just be a car accident. I mean, we don't know. That's what we're trying to figure out. He's not trying to throw her under the bus. He's basically just trying to shed some light to either, you know, add a piece to the puzzle that can clarify things. And, you know, like I said, he's not going to, you know, we're not going to put it on our Facebook page that, today we talked to Tyler. No. But like I said, he's, you know, if he doesn't talk to me, I have to tell the prosecutor, and the prosecutor is going to send him a subpoena to come to court and testify in open court. You don't want that. So, you know.
I just wanted to call you. I just don't understand. Like, I don't think that.
Well, at this point, I need to talk to him face to face.
Yeah.
You know, because he's been dodging me, I'm not going to play over the phone because I don't know if it is him. How would I know if it's not somebody else pretending to be him? So he needs to come to the police station. We'll sit in the lobby. He's not under arrest. He's not in any type of trouble. But we've got to talk, and it has to be sooner than later. You know, before next Friday, I have to talk to him. And if I don't, then, you know, it's in the prosecutor's hands. So I don't know if he can hear this conversation.
No, he's not with me.
Okay. You know, this needs to be conveyed. I mean, this is very, very serious. Once the prosecutor issues subpoenas for testimony, it becomes a big deal. So, you know, I don't know what needs to be said to him, but, you know, he's going to have to come talk. Okay. So, what exactly is your relationship to him, if you don't mind me asking?
Of mine?
Yeah.
I'm his mother.
Okay, yeah, perfect. And so you have some influence to be able to convince him that it's the right thing to do.
He's 19 years old, so, you know, I only have so much to do, especially if other people are, like, talking, you know, and all those friend groups are, you know, saying not to say things, and, you know, it makes it difficult for...
I understand, but you made statements on his behalf that now makes him a material witness.
Yeah.
And so, you know...
I've already told him he needs to come and tell you guys, and it's not fair to the two families that were there. They do deserve justice,
Absolutely.
Especially, you know, he was under the influence, if this was purpose or whatever, you know, the case may be, like, they deserve answers, and they deserve, like, right now, those are the ones that are hurting most. Those are the ones that didn't have their son that got to come home. And that's what I was trying to tell my son. Like, my son came home. I was lucky. Like, I could have easily... Those two could have been off again, you know, and dating my son again.
And like I said, 100%, you're 100% right, and that's exactly what we want to do. And we're not saying what he says is going to get Mackenzie in trouble. It could actually clarify some things. We're like, oh, okay, you know.
Yeah.
So,
unfortunately, I have a bad feeling that it's not going to, but, and, you know, unfortunately, like, even now, her profile picture has her sitting on Dominic's lap with a bottle of, or a glass of champagne in her hand, you know. It's just...
And so, you know, we can't keep tracking down, like, social media posts and not be able to verify first-hand information, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I totally get it. But I'm saying, like, when you're drinking, driving, or doing drugs and doing things, consequences happen, you know, and...
Okay. Well, like I said, I would really like for him to call me, preferably today, to schedule an appointment. If he does not, by Wednesday... I've already told the prosecutor that he's kind of dodging me. So that as of yesterday, 4 p.m., the prosecutor knows his name and knows that he's not cooperating and that he's a material witness. And so by next Wednesday...
I should say you should subpoena him. Like, he told me this information. He told me that he thought I should tell you guys, and I felt like I should just because if I was the mother, I would want justice, and if he's not doing what he's supposed to do, and if he's not there by Wednesday, I 100% should do that.
Right. Is there... I mean... like I said, I don't want to come off as being aggressive with him, and I'm not really, but, you know, the information he has is very, very important.
I agree.
You know, so, you know.
I'm actually disappointed that he hasn't called you back. He literally told me he was
he's been dodging me. I have called him, I kid you not, maybe 10 times. I kid you not. And he's one of 2 people that are material to this case.
Yeah, and even if he's not going to say, or even if he's not even going to give you exactly what you need to know or anything, like even a return phone call back to discuss it with you.
You know, and it's easy. Oh, you're absolutely right, ma'am. All you have to say is, call detective, I don't want to talk about this. Click with him. Because now I don't have to keep calling and calling and calling. Now I could just say, hey, prosecutor, he doesn't want to talk.
You're wasting my time. I think it's really rude of him. I really do.
Okay.
And I'm going to let him know.
Can you please convey this message to him?
Yeah. Like what you guys do, like you guys put your guys' necks on lives every single day, you know, and I date her, so it's like I totally respect your job. I appreciate everything you guys do.
Thank you very much.
And it makes me very mad that he's not getting
There are 2 grieving families, and they want closure. And, you know, we're not saying that Tyler's testimony or what he has to say is going to be condemning or going to close the case, but it's an important piece. So please tell him to at least get in contact with me. By Wednesday, he will get subpoenaed by the prosecutor. I mean, if I don't hear from him. So you got my contact info. Please convey this. I will attempt to contact on Monday. I will keep trying to call him every day until Wednesday.
And just one more time, I want to make sure I gave him the right name. I have you as Officer Hadou. How do you pronounce that?
Hadou. First name is Zaki, Z-A-K-I.
Okay.
Okay. And like I said, you can come to station. You can come with him if he feels safer, you know, doesn't want to talk to police. I'm not narcotics. I'm not going to ask him about drug use. I don't care about that. We're basically just going to ask about his relationship with Mackenzie. I want to know, has he ever driven with her? Was he ever in the car with her? What was her driving like? Is she a safe driver? Is she a reckless driver? Any talk about threats of hurting herself or hurting her boyfriends while they were dating? Those kinds of questions. I'm not going to ask him about the crash.
A good one to talk to is Joey. Joey dated him on and off too.
Well, nobody's talking.
Yeah, but Joey is willing to, so I just wanted to throw that name out there. It's Joey Probest.
Okay.
So he's also the ex-boyfriend in between all of them. She dated Joey longer than Tyler. So Joey and Dominic are 2 main boyfriends.
Just have.
And Dominic were all friends.
Okay.
So.
If Tyler would, if he doesn't want to talk, that's fine. Just leave me a voicemail, say officer or detective, I don't want to talk. Done. And then they will know that I've done my part. But as long as I don't hear from him, I have to keep calling. He can shut this door very easily. Say, I don't want to talk, or just come down, answer like 5-6 questions that I have, and go on your way.
Okay.
So please convey this message to him and stress the importance of him talking to me.
And I'm also going to tell him it was very disrespectful for him to even tell me, hey, I'm going to call and not do it. Like, don't tell me you're going to do something and then not do it.
Right, right.
That's how this was handled.
I got it. Well, thank you very much for your time.
All right, thanks.
Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
I'll be back. I'm really going to stress the importance and try to bring him up there.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your help.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Oh, you're welcome. Bye-bye.